Apotheosis Chapter 44. This Zhang Wuxian was definitely a senior in front of the three of them. His strength was ranked 7th in Xiao Yufeng's outer sect, and he was definitely at the peak of Xiao Yufeng's outer sect. Mo Can and Zhou Xian were a bit reserved at first, but after all, they were young people. Zhang Wuxian was also very amiable and approachable. After drinking a few cups, everyone loosened up. If I'm not wrong, brother Luo Zheng should have broken through to the refining marrow realm on the stage, right? Zhang Wuxian's fat mouth drank a cup of wine and asked. Luo Zheng glanced at Zhang Wuxian and said, Brother Wuxian saw through it. What? Brother Luo Zheng, you actually entered the refining marrow realm. Mo Can made a fuss over nothing. Luo Zheng nodded and said, when I was fighting with Su Lai, I had some enlightenment. If I hadn't entered the refining marrow realm, then today's situation would have been dangerous. Zhang Wuxian shook his head and said, I don't think so. Brother Luo Zheng is an unparalleled talent. If he were to advance a few more layers, then perhaps he could become the pillar of our Xiao Yufeng. Brother Wuxian praises me too much. Xiao Yufeng's outer sect has so many disciples. How many of them are enchanting? I, Luo Zheng, have just arrived. How can I be compared to Brother Wuxian? Luo Zheng shook his head and said. Why not? Brother Luo Zheng, have you heard of the legend of Jade Maiden Peak? Zhang Wuxian pretended to be mysterious as he said. Jade Maiden Peak. That Jade Maiden Peak that's ranked 17th and filled with female disciples. Zhou Xian drank too much wine, and his face was already red. However, after refining one's body, one's alcohol tolerance increased. Although everyone had been drinking for a long time, no one was drunk. Zhang Wuxian said with a smile, yes, this year it's ranked 17th. But 2 years ago, Jade Maiden Peak had always been ranked 2nd, just behind Tianyi Peak. Zhou Xian had entered Xiao Yufeng a year earlier than Luo Zheng and Mo Can, and was not clear about this matter. He asked in surprise, what? A group of female disciples peaks, how can they surpass greater one peak? In Zhou Xian's knowledge, in the martial path, the strongest were always men. This is something you don't know. The reason why Jade Maiden Peak is ranked so high is because of a female disciple. Zhang Wuxian said with a smile. That female disciple's talent must be extremely high, suppressing the other 31 peaks by herself and only losing to the lone sky peak. Luo Zheng continued Zhang Wuxian's words. Clap clap clap. Zhang Wuxian clapped his hands. Brother Luo Zheng's words are correct. That female disciple is like a fairy that descended to the mortal world, and her talent is extremely high. She has only been in the Blue Cloud sect for 2 years, yet she has already risen so quickly. Therefore, Brother Luo Zheng, if a female can achieve this, then you, as a man, don't belittle yourself. It's a pity that this kind of fairy-like female disciple was framed by someone, violated the sex rules, and was sent to Purgatory Mountain. What's that female disciple's name? Zhang Wuxian piqued Mo Can's curiosity. It's a bit of a coincidence. That female disciple has the same surname as Luo Zheng, Luo, Yan. Zhang Wuxian said with a smile. Pa. The Celadon wine cup in Luo Zheng's hand was crushed into countless pieces. The wine splashed out and slowly flowed down his hand. The three of them were all given a fright. They didn't expect Luo Zheng to have such a great reaction. Brother Luo Zheng, are you all right? Mo Can asked in astonishment. This Luo Yan, you know her. With Zhang Wuxian and the others' intelligence, how could they not see through this situation? They were all surnamed Luo, yet Luo Zheng still had such a great reaction. He already guessed 70 to 80% of the answer. However, when he saw how intense Luo Zheng's reaction was, Zhang Wuxian carefully asked, Brother Luo Zheng, don't tell me this Luo Yan is your younger sister. This was the first time Luo Zheng directly heard news about his younger sister since he entered the Blue Cloud sect. Previously, when he asked Zhou Xian about Purgatory Mountain, he didn't ask about any specific people. During these years, the one he worried about the most was his younger sister, worried about her safety. Now that it came from Zhang Wuxian's mouth, only then did he immediately become excited, crushing the wine cup. Luo Zheng didn't reply to Zhang Wuxian's question, instead directly asking, Brother Wuxian, why was Luo Yan framed in Purgatory Mountain? When he saw that Luo Zheng looked like he was going to eat someone alive, Zhang Wuxian put away his mischievous smile and said, this matter has already stirred up a great commotion 2 years ago. That Luo Yan is as beautiful as a fairy, her talent is also great. It is rumored that she has a type of special bloodline within her body. This type of stunning female disciple will naturally be pursued by those enchanting disciples in the Blue Cloud sect. The one who chased after her the most fiercely was Yunfang, who was ranked 700 on the Green Cloud ranking. Green Cloud ranking. These 3 words were extremely unfamiliar to Luo Zheng. Brother Luo Zheng doesn't even know what the Green Cloud ranking is. Zhang Wuxian asked in surprise. When Zhou Xian saw this, he added from the side, the Green Cloud ranking is our Blue Cloud sect's most important ranking. There are a total of 1,000 names on it. The disciples who can enter the green cloud ranking are a blue cloud sect's most powerful existences. So it turns out to be like this. Luo Zheng nodded. The green cloud ranking recorded 1,000 disciples in the blue cloud sect, and that Yunfang was actually ranked 700. One could well imagine how powerful he was. He was anxious to hear more, so he said, Brother Wuxian, please don't mind my interruption. Just continue. Zhang Wuxian continued, actually, even though I am well informed, I wasn't directly involved. I only know that Yunfang had his family jewels crippled by Luo Yan, provoking the Yun family's heaven-overflowing fury. That Yunfang is the youngest son of the Qilin Yun family's patriarch, one of the 7 great noble families. The Yun family's patriarch only has 2 sons, and one of them had his family jewels crippled by Luo Yan. This matter made the Yun family's patriarch furious, blaming the Blue Cloud sect. Even though Jade Maiden Peak argued strongly for the sake of protecting their peak's most outstanding female disciple, for the sake of appeasing the Yun family's patriarch's anger, in the end, Luo Yan was still banished to Purgatory Mountain. When he heard up to here, Luo Zheng's 5 fingers already dug into the table, drawing out 5 deep grooves. The 3 of them could naturally tell that Luo Zheng's current mood was extremely stirred up. Luo Zheng was indeed extremely stirred up. He had always been extremely calm. Even when facing a life and death battle, at the crucial moment, he would still be able to maintain a calm state of mind. However, this matter was related to Luo Yan, so how could Luo Zheng remain calm? Qilin Yun family. Right now, these 4 words were already deeply engraved into Luo Zheng's mind. Qilin Yun family was one of the 7 great noble families, moreover one of the upper 3 clans above the 7 great noble families. They were the 3rd-ranked noble family in the imperial capital. Luo Zheng understood his younger sister's nature extremely well. She wouldn't rashly stir up trouble. Even though the information Zhang Wuxian gave him wasn't that detailed, Luo Zheng could guess some things even if he didn't think about it. It was definitely that Yunfang who offended Luo Yan, and that was why he forced Luo Yan to cripple that fella's family jewels. Crippling him was good. When the day comes when my strength is great enough, I will definitely overturn the Yun family. Luo Zheng inwardly vowed. Brother Luo Zheng. Are you all right? Mo Can called out twice, his face full of worry. Luo Zheng reacted, a forced smile appearing on his face as he said, I'm fine. Then, he asked Zhang Wuxian, I want to know how to rescue someone from Purgatory Mountain. If Brother Luo Zheng wishes to rescue someone else, the problem isn't that great. 1,000 points can be exchanged for a year of time. Zhang Wuxian explained, for example, last month, our Xiao Yufeng's inner disciple Xue Changzai was punished to face the wall for 4 years. However, someone used 4,000 points to exchange for 4 years of time, releasing Xue Changzai from Purgatory Mountain. 1,000 points could be exchanged for a year of facing the wall. This price was a bit expensive, but there was still a trace of hope. Luo Zheng's eyes lit up. If this was the case, then he was going to frantically earn points. Then, he asked, then how many years was Luo Yan punished to face the wall? When Zhang Wuxian saw how concerned Luo Zheng was, he also knew that his answer was extremely cruel. He could only sigh and say, 1,000 years. 1,000 years. In other words, if they wanted to release Luo Yan from Purgatory Mountain, they needed 1,000,000 points. The Blue Cloud sect actually gave Luo Yan such a heavy punishment. 1,000 years, could it be that they wanted their younger sister to die of old age in Purgatory Mountain? Right now, Luo Zheng hated the Blue Cloud sect as well. When Zhang Wuxian saw this, he comforted, the Blue Cloud sect and the 7 great landowning households have countless connections. Sometimes, their actions are caused by a few key figures. According to what I know, when most people, even those instructors, learned about this matter, they were all extremely furious. Meanwhile, Jade Maiden Peak even more so protected Luo Yan, and there were 2 instructors who even resigned from their instructors because of this matter. Luo Zheng nodded and said, I understand. This matter isn't a matter of personal responsibility. Many thanks for County Brother Wuxian's reminder. Right now, the 4 of them already lost the elegance of drinking wine, hastily packing up the stall. Luo Zheng didn't return home. Late at night, he stayed alone in the training room, venting all of his strength. His own strength was still too weak. Luo Zheng originally thought that after he entered the Blue Cloud sect and became a disciple of the Blue Cloud sect, he would be able to rescue Luo Yan. However, Zhang Wuxian's words were like a wake-up call, letting him understand what kind of level his enemy was. With his current strength, in the eyes of those great figures, he was just like an ant. Boom. 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 The stone men and stone locks used for training were all destroyed by Luo Zheng one after another. The training room was in a complete mess. Only after several hours did Luo Zheng leave the training room. After venting, his mood also became a bit better. Some of one's accumulated frustrations had to be released through certain methods. Luo Zheng chose the simplest and most effective method, which was violence. Early next morning, Luo Zheng got up and climbed up Xiao Yufeng's mountain ridge. Above the mountain ridge was the residence of Xiao Yufeng's instructors.